That over there is Fractal Torrent, or whatever's left of it. But this over here is another PC case. Can you see that? Inside this box is a PC case, and I think it's worth looking at.
Looking for a cheap way to license your Windows? Check out WhoKeys through the links in the video description. Make sure to use the code TN20 to get a 30% off. Paste the license to the activation settings and you're all done. This license is for Windows 10, but you can upgrade it to Windows 11 for free. They also offer Microsoft Office 19 license. Use the same code TN20 to get a 30% off. Check out WhoKeys.com in the video description below.
So then, I actually bought this thing myself because I have the version 1 from previous years, and which I bought myself as well, which has been super helpful with all the PC testing I'm doing on this channel, especially now when new gear is coming out as well. So it's kind of like in preparation of that. When I got it, I thought, whoa, this is interesting, and I thought I'm going to share this experience with you because I thought you might be interested in this. So first of all, this is called Open Bench Table. Okay, so this is the BC1. On the side here you can see I've got the black version. This is v2. There's a version 1.0 as well, and this supports up to ATX size motherboards on this. Well, you could put eATX on it as well, but it would just be slightly awkward hanging off a little bit. There's also mini versions available if you want to get like ITX sizes and so on, but this is the stuff that comes in the box. So this is quite nicely, you know, put inside this very soft paper-ish thing. So this is the actual bag that you can carry it with, and I am enjoying this already much more than the previous version. I mean, I do like the previous version case as well, but this comes apart much better than the previous one, so you can just slide it in there and then carry a bench table or whole PC case with you just like that. So the previous case, actually you had to like kind of peel this top open, because this didn't come, you know, these sides are kind of stitched in, so you can see this is much better opening than this one. So this is kind of like a wetsuit material. This is more like just felt or something like that. There's magnets in here. Very nice. Few different colors available. I've ordered the black version. I think there's silver and titanium there as well, but I thought this is going to be a much nicer one. So basically this is a PC case over here, which is absolutely fantastic. So the packaging is very premium packaging as well. I like what they've done here. I can see already a few improvements that they have done compared to the previous version. For example, the motherboard kind of stands or standoffs, where you put the motherboard standoffs, they have actually used proper thread-in screws. As you can see here, they're like going in there, which means it's much better kind of threading. Previously, it was just like this aluminium frame that you screwed in, but then the screws had a little bit of a weird friction, so it wasn't as good. So they've truly nicely improved that. So basically how you're going to put this together is, first of all, you're going to take these legs out. Okay, this is one leg. I mean, this is the cool thing. The whole case is like on this little sheet of metal. You have so many different options what you can do with this. You can mount all your PSUs in here, fans, radiators, GPUs, motherboards, everything you can think of. Even 2.5 SSDs and so on can be mounted in this, so it's absolutely fantastic. These legs, which I'm still actually trying to figure out which way do they go. Do they go this way or that way over there? This was the bit that always confused me here, but basically you take the top screws off. Okay, so basically you put the legs in, screw these screws in from the top, and then you've got a test bench on the underneath over here. Now the other cool thing about this is, what you can do is, as you can see, there's holes also in here and in there, and both sides actually. So what you can do is you can mount these legs also sideways, just like this. You can actually put motherboard on the top and then have a showcase kind of board like that. So you can, next time, you know, maybe when you see a motherboard review or something like that, I could actually show you the motherboard in here. This is the motherboard, or if you're going on a display or something somewhere, you can put the motherboard, clip it in there, and then it's so easy to actually flip it around. All I have to do is undo these two screws, and that's the bench basically. Obviously you've got some fan screws and headers over here and how you can mount them. They've actually changed them a little bit, how you can do them. So basically these can go like on the sides of the frame over here. So as you can see here, here, there, and here, and over here, and there. Basically these are little like mounting brackets. So basically you put this behind there, and then now you've got a little screw hole in here where you can put like fan. You put another one in here because you've got 4 of these here, and you can put a fan in here, for example 120 millimeter, or get them a little bit wider, you know, and then you get 140 millimeter fans. Or if you want to put a radiator in here or in the front on the top over there, you can do that as well, which is just fantastic how you can mount so quickly and so easily. Very, very simple mounting mechanism. So now you're wondering, how the heck do you put the motherboard in here? So let me show you. On these legs, you've got a few standoffs, as you can see. And I'm going to take these standoffs because there's 2 separate ones. One of them is like a quick release kind of standoff. And then one of them is like a screw-in mechanism. So if you want to, you can actually just screw your motherboard into like these normal standoffs, as you can see. Normal standoff, where you've just got a screw in the end and you just screw it in. And then you've got this kind of nubbin standoff, which actually just pops through the motherboard and holds the motherboard in place. So I'm going to take all these nubbins out. And the nice thing is you're never going to lose these standoffs because there's actually meant screw holes with these on the legs. Here's the thing. This is actually the top of the case, or top of the motherboard. This is the left side and this is the right side of the motherboard. And this is the bottom of the motherboard. And as you can see, there's holes over here. So I'm gonna put the nubbin in here. But the thing is, if you've built PCs before, you know that actually you've got usually 9 screw holes on the motherboard for your PC, you know, ATX size motherboard. But that's why I'm using this middle screw hole over here. And I'm gonna put the normal, like a screw in head over there, but all the rest will be like a quick release push fit standoffs, because there's only 8 standoffs with the push or quick release, you know, standoffs or whatever. So I don't actually have to screw the motherboard in. I can just screw these in and then push the motherboard in there, and it would actually fit in here. Let me get a motherboard as well so you can see how this works. So this is the MSI X570S Ace Max, and this is my actually Ryzen 5000 test bench. So take the motherboard out, okay? Then line up these screw holes. As you can see, everywhere it's lined up. Not in the middle hole there, but every other hole is lined up, and I just push it down. And then boom, the motherboard is installed. I don't need to screw anything in, so if I need to quickly switch motherboards or switch platforms, for example, Ryzen 5000 versus, you know, Ryzen 7000 now, upcoming one, then I can easily do that. You know, just pull the motherboard off, push this in. Absolutely simple motherboard exchange, as you can see here. Boom, and I've done it. So then the power supply can be actually added on the bottom in here, like underneath here. So the power supply still has airflow, and then you can screw it in there, and then your, you know, cables would go in there in the top and so on. So now there's also GPU. Like, where would you slot the GPU and how do you fix the GPU? So all you have to do is actually get a few more of these standoffs for the, you know, motherboard standoffs. On the side over here, you can see there's a few holes. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these are like the back plates of usually what you have in the PC case. You have to put your standoff there, usually on the 2nd and 3rd slot. You know, that's what usually you'd pull off from the back of the case as well. Screw these in. And then now what you can do is use these little poles over here. So if you get 2 of them out on the side, you've got these little metal sticks. You screw these metal sticks for these standoffs. And then now you can easily install a graphics card in here. For example, I've got this Intel Arc A380 from ASRock, okay? Just for an example here. Let's pull this one out. You line it up in the slot there, okay? Push it in, boom. As you can see, it lines up with the screw holes over there. And then you have these little nuts of the screws that goes on the top. And then that will hold the GPU in place. Now you don't actually even have to have like 2 screws in there if you don't want to. Your graphics card is installed as well. Then on the bottom here, if you get these like GPU standoffs off, or like the GPU mounting kit, because you can actually get even 2 GPUs installed if you want to. There's enough slots in the back there if you want to test like dual GPU or something like that. But if you take these off, you can see there's a few slots in there. What you can actually do for these is install 2.5-inch SSD. For example, this over here. So what you can do is just slot it in here, because these like screw holes on the bottom, these will line up in here and you can mount it kind of anywhere you want. You take a few more of these motherboard screws, which you actually have on the side of the case here. As you can see, there's a few screws. I took one of these there's like thumb screws that they screw in there, and there's a few more on the other side. Can you see there's a few more here? Both sides, they are not actually the same screws. They have different threads. So if you need bigger, like thicker threads or skinnier threads, then you've got both of them there. And what you can do is just pop this through, boom, and then mount it in there. And now you can see you have your SSD installed. You can put hard drives there as well, because obviously I think 3.5 fits in here as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, you can put your radiator mounted on the like side here, or in the top or bottom, wherever you want. But there's a few holes in the bottom here as well, as you can see, like this hole here and that hole here. What you can do is like buy extra kind of accessories from that open bench table. Power and reset button, for example, if you want that. But obviously a lot of the motherboard obviously have them included, or you can just use like a jumping pin and boom, you can you know, turn the PC on if you wanted to. But if you didn't want to do that and have like something actually plugged in, for example, if you do a little bit of overclocking or something, you buy these little buttons that go in here very nicely, slot in these holes, 2 power buttons if you want to, or power and reset button. So then, this is this PC case, open bench table, and if you like to check it out, I'm gonna leave it in the description below, obviously. I think there's some available on Amazon as well, but I bought them straight from their website. But check them out if you're interested. It's not like for everybody, but I just thought it's interesting enough to actually share this experience with you guys. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.